Greg, interesting few weeks coming up now, 3 weeks of the Premier Rugby Cup, and for guys like yourself it's a big opportunity to really stake a claim for what's going to be a big period in December.
Yeah, that's right. There's a really good mix. There's a bunch of young guys, a bunch of older guys. Haven't had a lot of footy so far this year in the Premiership, and big chance, 3 weeks, try and build some momentum and try and stake our claim for later in the season.
It's a competition that Chiefs have always gone after, and we saw that last season by winning it. There's a real hunger within the group to keep the trophy.
Absolutely, we won this competition last year, and we're going out to repeat that. That's something we pride ourselves on, trying to win every competition we go in. This is no different.
I know we've spoken in the past, and you've talked about the strength of this squad, but the young players in particular, it's a big opportunity for them. Is it different to back home, where you have more established players and the squad maybe is not as big?
Yeah, it's not all black and white over here. The squads are a lot bigger, and back home you might have, say, a squad of 35 with a few injuries, and you don't have a hell of a lot left to pick from. Whereas over here, there's a bigger squad, a lot of young guys pushing the older guys and the guys ahead of them, and it just drives success.
Obviously, you're one of the more experienced heads within the group, but what have you made of the young talent here since you've been in England?
Yeah, it's amazing. Not just the sheer numbers of guys coming through the squads over here, but just the way they're looked after, and they're trained well, and when they get their chance, they step in, and they usually do quite well.
And obviously, Rob and the coaches are always keen that you're old enough. Oh, so you're good enough if you're old enough, aren't you? And
that's exactly right. Guys come, they're always going to get a chance. Whether it be through injury or form, or that's one thing good about this comp. Young guys are getting a chance, and if they play well, put their hand up, they're going to get a chance later in the year as well. Newcastle,
we know well from many battles with them last season, and this year, not so good in the Premiership, but they've shown in the last few weeks in the Champions Cup they're a tough nut.
Exactly, like Newcastle are no pushover, and we had some pretty epic battles with them last year, and this will be no different. They've had some pretty good form so far this year, and especially in their A-League games, they've been very strong the last few performances, and this will be no different. So we're going to go up there expecting a very tough battle. It's
going to be a battle up there, but it's different as well with the surface and that. A faster game on the 4G surfaces.
Yeah, it will be. I think most of the guys have played a fair bit of rugby on that surface now, so we know what to expect, and I don't think that's going to play into it too much.
And looking around training, the mood's been pretty upbeat this week, even though the boys were disappointed with Cass last week.
Yeah, it's always tough. That was our first loss of the season. That sort of drains a little bit on the start of the week, but we've had a great week on pitch. The guys are upbeat, excited. A lot of guys haven't played a lot of footy, so it's easy to get excited for a game. What
sort of threats do you see from Newcastle? You would have done your homework on them this week.
Yeah, they've got threats everywhere. Their set pieces improved a hell of a lot. They're not going to be a pushover there. So that's something we've focused a lot on. We want to take it to them set piece wise. Their backs are pretty slippery. They've been trying to skin guys out wide. And I think we've got a pretty good game plan set in place. As I said, we've done a lot of good work this week, and we'll go up there and try and put a real Chiefs performance in.
Equally, they'll be talking about you guys and the threats you pose. And what's it like playing in a Chiefs side?
I think you know what's coming when you play against the Chiefs, but the thing is you have to try and stop it. We train hard, and we play and train very hard. We do the same things over and over, but we do things well, and that's very hard to stop.